What was your favorite memory growing up? I got a few, but I'm going to pick one. My favorite memory was Sunday dinners at my grandmama's house. We did it every Sunday. Didn't miss a Sunday. My grandmama would get up around daylight in the mornings and she would start cooking. She would, it was all homemade from scratch, the good old food. Homemade biscuits, macaroni cheese, lima beans, big limas, not the little baby green ones. I'm talking about the big white lima beans with the seeds in them. Y'all know the kind I'm talking about. Homemade sweet tea. Man, that sweet tea, I can still taste it. I wish I could have it right now. I cannot copy that recipe. I make good tea. My wife makes good tea too, but it's not my grandmama's tea. And nobody can make a biscuit like my grandma made it. Every Sunday we look forward. Matter of fact, when I left on Sundays, I would look forward to the next Sunday. That was like my thing. When I left, I would just look forward to, we're going to come back next week. And we saw everybody. My entire family would come. All my uncles, my aunts, grandma, granddaddy, my mama, my dad, my brother. My dad and my brother are gone now. My grandfather's gone now. My grandmama is also gone now. A few of my uncles are gone. Still have a few still living. I'm actually have a close relationship with one of them now. But I don't see that happening anymore. And I think that if it happened more often, or if people would re-implement that into their lives and their families, that maybe some of the problems we're having in society today might be alleviated. That's a big word. I hadn't used alleviated in a long time. But I don't see it happening in the communities I live in my area now. I don't see it happening around me. And maybe I'm not looking hard enough. I don't know. But those memories I have from that time in my life is very important to me. It has helped mold me into what I have become today as a man. Learned a lot from my grandfather. My grandfather was a very, very special person. Everybody loved him. It didn't matter who you were. Everybody knew his name. He was a supervisor for a large textile mill in the town we grew up in. And everybody knew who he was. And he never said a bad thing that I remember. He never said a bad thing or a bad word about another man or another woman or anybody that I know of. And my uncle, the one I told you I have a relationship with, that's his youngest son. And he would tell me, he can tell me now that his daddy, my grandfather, was, for all intents and purposes, one of the best people to ever walk this planet. I specifically remember looking forward to taking rides in his long bed Chevy. He had a 70-something model long bed Chevrolet and had that long leather bench seat on it. You probably know the type. And we'd go get the Sunday paper. He'd say, "Come on, boy, let's go." And we'd jump in the truck, and it'd just be me and him. Sometimes my cousins would go, and we'd all get in the back of the truck, which you can't do that now. It's illegal to do. You'll get a ticket if you get in the bed of a truck and ride around. And sometimes we'd stop at the store, and he'd get me a Coca-Cola or a Dr. Pepper or something, and we'd come back home with the paper, and he'd sit down at the dinner table, and he'd start reading his little paper. I remember he was also insulin dependent, and he had these syringes. They weren't very long, and he could take the old needles off of them after he used them, and there'd be just a hole there, and at the end of the syringe, and we'd go and pull the little thing back on it and make water, fill it up with water, and me and my cousins and brother and stuff, we'd go around shooting each other with these syringes full of water, like they were little tiny water guns. I remember going in the deep freezer and getting ice cream sandwiches. Man, you have that good dinner, and then you go get one of them cold ice cream sandwiches out that floor deep freezer. Those are memories I hold on to. And I'm guilty of not doing more of that for my kids and stuff growing up, or when they're growing up. Now, don't get me wrong. We spent time together and had dinners together, and we spent time at at their grandparents' house, and we went on vacations and, had gatherings and, things like that. Went to church, and we did all that stuff. But we didn't have that designated Sunday dinner. where everybody gathered all the time, every week. It was like clockwork. You could set your watch by it. I don't see that anymore. And it's very concerning because of some of the things we see people doing and the way people are acting in public places or at private establishments or whatever. It's everywhere. Bad morals, bad behavior, no manners. It's everywhere. It's in every culture has it, at least a little bit of it. Some cultures have more than others. I just don't understand the breakdown. Why did that type of gathering, why did that stop? Or did it stop? Do you still do that in your life? Do you know people who still do it in their lives? Have you also noticed that it's dwindling? Or maybe you're seeing a lot more of it than I'll see. Like I said earlier, I might not be looking hard enough. I know it doesn't happen in my family. And I'm going to actively start working on that. I think we need to get that back in our lives. And I don't want my children, they're grown adults now, but I don't want them going throughout the rest of their life without experiencing that feeling and having that nostalgia when they get my age or older. I don't want them to feel deprived of that. So I'm going to start working on it's not a maybe. We're going to start working on having those gatherings. Some of my wife's family has moved down here. She's from Michigan. And some of them have moved down here, and I want to start participating with them and getting them involved and stuff like that. I think it's healthy. I don't think it's healthy. I know it's healthy. I mean, we look forward to that. Did you do that growing up? Were you the grandmama making the dinners? Were you the grandfather with the syringes? Were you the uncle telling the war stories? Were you the cousin that would go in the woods with you and explore and find scary things? Were you that person on Sunday? Did you go fishing on Sunday at your grandparents' place and then hear the dinner bell ringing? We had a cast iron dinner bell on top of a big pole, and it had a big rope. You could pull it and it would ring, and we'd be fishing down at the little pond. It's about 100 yards away from the house, and we'd hear that dinner bell, man. We'd come running because we wanted those hot biscuits. Get a big dabble of butter and put on top of it, or open that biscuit up and put it inside that biscuit straight out the oven. I can still taste it. 32 years ago was the last time I ate a dinner with my grandmama. My grandmother passed away in 1994. And with her, the Sunday dinner went away. I miss it. Anyway, have y'all had that experience? Do you do it now? Let me know in the comments. I appreciate y'all watching and subscribing, and I will see you all in the next video.